How I feel about that. I know. That's the control room. Wait, are we like live somewhere now?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, I don't remember agreeing to that.
Did you vote for coming down?
I don't remember signing off on that. I don't know.
Jerry agreed to it.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
thanks, Jerry.
Yeah, I second the motion. Yes.
Now we're worldwide.
Yeah.
We have 3
Confirmed it through
viewers.
Email too.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I have to jump in on the first one, petition 955, which is the R&J LLC True Storage special permit. They have a letter for withdrawal without prejudice that they submitted on, looks like November 30th, right? So we just need to, I think, motion to accept the letter of withdrawal without prejudice. So is there a motion?
I'll make a motion for petition 955 to accept withdrawal letter with no prejudice.
Is there a
Second.
Second, all right, all in favor? Voting on this will be, you're recused, right? Will be Dan, Tina, Bob, Jerry, and myself. So Dan,
Yes.
Yes.
Tina,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Jerry, yes. Motion passes 5-0. And you're up. I like when they're quick like that. And now we wait, right?
We don't have to vote on the bill, do we? We have to approve it.
Do we need to approve the bills with a motion?
Anybody want to make a motion for the bills?
I'll make a motion to pay the bills as accepted.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No. You go to the next one. Wanna read the second one?
I think we have to wait till 7:15, right?
Petition 958.
I think, do we have to wait till 7:15? Yeah.
We're doing any other business?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Correspondence.
What do we
Yeah.
got?
There's a German here. Can we do that?
That's right. We could. I think you could. I think some people might be a little upset.
We can approve the minutes. The last meeting?
Yep. Anybody want to approve minutes of last meeting?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of November 8th, 2021.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Dan?
Am I voting on that?
Yeah.
Aye.
Pete?
Yes. Aye.
You said-
Aye.
All right. What about the minutes of November 17?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of November 17th.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
that passes.
What do we get for
Well,
letters?
we got
Want me
the
to go through
bill.
the mail? What do we got? You want me to go through the mail? What do we got from,
Mail.
we got something else we gotta do?
Schedule.
Don't forget the
That's what we
schedule
vote
for 2000.
Yeah, there's a Board of Selectmen schedule, looks like, they're meeting twice a month, starting on the 11th of January. Looks like what's that? We're in a new room, I don't know where any of this stuff is anymore, the calendar. They're having a public hearing tomorrow on a long-term trailer permit on 25 A Street. I don't know why this came to us. Self-evaluation survey in here. That's it, looks like.
Well, last week I contacted, one of the attorneys, the new attorneys contacted me for the Curtin lawsuit. And they wanna, go in and, not allow him to, go ahead with the lawsuit because he didn't file on time. Curtin did not file on time, so they're gonna,
Oh.
cancel the lawsuit on him,
They're gonna ask for it to be.
withdrawn.
Yeah.
Okay. Really? Seems like I thought it was a fast turnaround.
If I could just ask you guys under other business, where it says Landmark Specialty Publishers. So every year you've approved the renewal of the Land Court Reporter. It's $235, but in all the years I've been here, nobody's ever looked at it or referred to it, or so I asked Sandy, the accountant, and she said you're not obligated to purchase the subscription if you don't want to, or you could choose to do the digital version, which is $215 instead of $235. So, or you don't have to get it at all. So it's up to you. I just wanted to ask before you go ahead and approve a subscription for something you may not feel that you need.
Who's reading that?
Does anyone in the town hall use it?
That's a good question.
Nobody that I know has ever touched this book. I get the monthly updates and I file them in there, and no, the only one that's ever touched it or opened it, as far as I know, since I've been here. So,
Seems like it could be interesting reading.
Or maybe horribly not. Like, I don't know.
it's cute.
Is it?
Yeah,
That's like all the decisions they could file?
yeah, all of it.
Oh,
So
oh my.
it's up to you guys, totally up to you. It's coming out of the zoning board budget, that's why I'm bringing it up.
No, but
What do we do now?
anybody want it?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody want it?
I've never used it.
I don't think we.
No?
Yeah, we probably need it. Yeah, let's skip it. Do you need us to talk about our meeting schedule? Is it in here?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
need one upstairs.
Oh yeah. I don't know. This is pretty slow. Oh yeah. Valentine's Day, huh?
What?
It said Valentine's Day, huh? That'll be a popular one.
Or it could be.
Is there anything new on that industrial? I see it on the discussion points. Is there anything new on that?
There's-
Yes. Looks like there's a yes.
An email.
Is he coming to the meeting tonight, do you know?
He did not say.
Since we still have a couple more minutes, I'll give you an update on the bylaw review committee.
Yeah.
Jump in.
That was smashing. We came here.
We only had one meeting, and we went over a little bit. The attorney never come online. He was gonna be part of a Zoom meeting, but he never made it. We do have, the next meeting is gonna be January 5th, but the attorney has given us an outline as to what he would like to do for the new bylaws, how to rearrange it.
Mhm.
And a lot of it is, it's really getting it up to date as to what's really accepted by the courts today, and rewording, taking some of the wording out, and making it easier to use. We've had three items that I think he's given us. He's given us the beginning, which is the purpose of the town. What is the zoning bylaw? And he's kind of updated a little bit to make the wording more current, if you will. One of the items, the other item he'd like to try and do in the reorganization is take the definitions and put them in the back of the zoning bylaw book. I'm not for that. Anything you put in the glossary that goes in the back of a book is never read. So people that have a determination on what's a definition, they have to go to the back of the book to find it. I'd rather have it right up front, and they understand it, they know what it is, and they can go forward. But if they have to go through the zoning bylaws and then say, wait a minute, let me get to the back of the book and find out what the definition of this is. It doesn't work for me, so I'd rather keep that as part of just the way it is right now, right up front.
It is, yeah.
He also wants to rearrange into one section, anything to do with telecommunications, which is the Verizon or any of the towers that we might have for the internet, into one section, along with a sign. And I really didn't know how much we had in the sign until I really reread it again. We have about 20 pages about signs, and he wants to try to reorganize that and put it in that one section with the zoning on the telecommunications. And he also wants to put in like what we require for parking, just like we went through with
O'Reilly's.
O'Reilly's.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to make him prove that he could put 100 spaces in there, but in reality, he only has, 30, I think, at the end. And he really didn't need 30 because he proved that he only needs 14 spaces. That's all he gets for customers. He's got a survey that he did it on. So, I mean, it was really eye-opening in that respect. So we don't want to pave over everything in the town. So this here gives us more of a leeway as to, and it gives the zoning board more of a leeway as to how to approve, someone that's coming into town that has a business and requires so many parking spaces. And then the sections that we haven't done, he wants to reorganize and try and put them all together. Like if we have multifamily, get everything that's involved in multifamily and put it into one section. This way here, you're not going back and forth, skipping over this here. Does this really mean this? So they want to try and take all those, and that's going to be a lot longer to do. But right now, we have 3 or 4 things that we can approve and then go forward. I don't think we need the lawyer to be there to do that. It's something we can look at and discuss it and then vote on and approve it and go forward. It's just an outline as to what he wants to try and approve, and then we can always make updates as things go along. If you read it, something a little further down the line, you say, I really don't like this, I think we should redo it, we can bring that up again. Nothing is final until the whole thing is voted on by everyone. But that's where we stand, and we won't have another meeting until January 5th. And then hopefully we can get it moving a little bit faster, because the way we're going, we're not gonna make the spring dates.
Spring now.
2,100.
Yeah, exactly.
Are they looking at changing, are they looking at changing, I listened to some of his stuff, and a lot of it was he was talking about other towns he'd been to and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So is he looking at, and is the committee looking at changing the way things are set up? Are they looking at changing the multifamily thing? Are they looking at changing
No.
this
No,
type
I
of stuff?
think
Yeah,
this is more just
I think
removing
it's so.
ambiguity.
Yep, go ahead.
I'm sorry, removing ambiguity.
yeah.
Some of it's kind of
It's just
like double-
reorganizing.
Well, I know,
so
I
it's
think
easy
we'd
to
all
use.
appreciate that.
Instead of just, having to go back, flip it a number of times and people don't understand what's going on. This way here, everything we brought into different sections, so when you look up something, everything's gonna be right there that you need to look at it and approve.
You'll be able to understand it.
Understand it,
Hopefully.
yes, hopefully.
I know.
But we all know the lawyers, nothing is easy.
Well, I know.
We all see things with different eyes, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's a little bit different. But that's where it stands right now.
Yeah.
And we'll have more come January and we'll
Yeah.
find out what's going on there.
That'll be, I think it's really important to clean them up, because I think they're old.
Yep.
And every time a lawyer comes in here, they tell us
They tell us
that
I know,
it's
I've
written
read it 100
horribly.
times.
I also just worry, a lot of times lawyers will come in and talk about the cluster zoning that Brookline has to keep open space, and I don't think we want it.
Won't pass.
No.
Yeah, right, I just
mean,
want to make
he's
sure that that's not,
He's not trying to
Good.
change the character of the town.
Good.
Or
Yeah.
what we have intent on it. He's just trying to clean it up,
Clean it
because
up,
there's a lot of things that we might say in there that he'll
Bless you.
say that the court will never accept that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right.
You know, because
and
if-
I saw that part and I was like, oh, yeah, you're probably right.
You know, the court will never do this, or the court will not accept that there, but he's not trying to change the character of the town or what we want to do here.
Perfect.
That's our domain. All he's trying to do is make this here a little bit simpler, and that going forward, it'll be easy to go through the state or anything else that we have for regulations.
And we all seem to be on the same page when we were going through that too.
Yeah, good. That's a win.
Okay, did I talk enough?
That's enough. Seeing that it's 7:15,
Oh, is it?
I'm gonna read
Oh, jeez.
petition 958.
Where's the application? Oh, it's right here. Yeah. So the zoning board of appeals will hold a public hearing on Monday, November 8th at 7:30 in the Great Hall of Halifax, on the application by Kurt Marble for a special permit and variance to construct an addition and attached garage located at 275 Wood Street, Halifax, Mass. Said property is owned by Kurt Marble. They're shown on Assessor's Map 118, Lot 4A, Title Reference Book 46256, page 65. The applicant is seeking to construct an addition and attached garage, which would be in violation of the Town of Halifax zoning bylaws, section 16711, table of dimensional and density regulations requiring a variance of the front setback from 50 feet to 38.7 feet. The project would also be in violation of section 16712F4, as the proposed garage is in excess of 884 square feet and will require a special permit. The area is zoned residential, and it's petition number 958.
Mr. Mullin,
How's it going, guys?
how you doing?
I moved it, the front of the garage in a foot, so it gave us a little bit extra room. I think that my garage is still like a little bit big, but, it's figured in with like the master bedroom above, and there's a pantry in it too, so it's kind of figured into the plans.
So now you don't require a variance?
What's that?
Now you don't require a variance?
Yeah, now I don't require a variance.
There we
to come
go.
off the street enough.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Did you shrink the garage, or you just moved it back?
I shrinked it, yeah, to make it a little smaller, keep it off the street.
What is the square foot of the garage now?
It's now 31 by 34, so,
1054.
it's, yeah, 1055, I think is that okay though, or? Cause I'm pretty sure, I think it might be too big by like, I think like.
Yeah, but you applied for that, so that's.
Is that okay though?
So, it's 884, I think, is the
Yeah.
limit, right? But you applied for the special permit to have the
Yep.
bigger garage,
Yeah.
so that's what we'll decide today.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
good.
Yep. Trying to find my frickin' bylaws in here. Where did I put them? There we go.
How tall are the doors?
I'm hoping to get them as tall as I can, but, why, is there a limit on that too?
I think it's 12 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, alright, yeah, I was gonna be at like, at least like 11, like 10 foot probably. 10 by 10 is a good garage, door, I think.
And living area is above it, also, you said?
What's that?
Living area is above it?
Yeah, master bedroom, bathroom, probably a walk-in closet, but we'll see. And then, yeah, like some of it's like taken up by like a pantry area too, it's like so like if you do 8 times 8, that's like 64, so like that's a little bit smaller too, because like it bumps into the garage a little bit, you see it on the plans.
Does this garage stay as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Existing. Small one.
Just checking.
How big is the house now? That existing garage that's there is staying?
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, it's already there.
Yeah. It still stands.
None of us are gonna take a frickin',
Built in 1938,
yeah,
somewhere
oh
around there.
wow.
No, you had to update the septic and all that?
Yeah, I already did for the 4-bedroom for the house. Right now it's like a 2, so.
Garage is for your own personal vehicles and
The truck, yeah, and yeah, I mean like quads, dirt bikes, hopefully eventually, but yeah, mostly the truck.
You adding a foundation under the addition,
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah. And then not underneath the garage.
but just underneath the
Yeah.
addition, yep. Cause with the addition, I think the garage is less than the house will be with the addition,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think he's fine with that. Did we waive an onsite last time? Did we waive an onsite last time?
I don't think so. Check.
Not doing that.
No, I wanted to waive it. I'll make a motion to waive the onsite for petition 958.
second.
Oh,
All in
sorry, I don't
favor?
know if you're ready for that.
Dan,
Aye.
Oh, Dan
No.
can't, yeah.
Tina?
Yes.
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 No.
Yes.
All in favor? Yeah. Passes 5-0.
So that means that you don't have to wait till the next meeting. We waive the onsite visit, so we don't have to go out there.
Oh, cool. So what would be my next step now?
The next step is whenever, I think
Do I
whenever
bring-
we're ready. They're gonna, I don't know if anybody
Do I
else.
need to bring a full set of drawings here, stamped with like engineered lumber and everything else, or does that matter or no?
No.
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 So I can start digging for the foundation then?
Well,
We gotta
Not yet.
approve it.
Not
Yeah,
yet. We
yeah.
have to vote on it first.
Oh.
Don't rush it.
Back up there.
all they do is move the on-site inspection,
Oh,
so you
okay.
don't have to wait for next month.
We could vote for it tonight if we wanted. yeah.
Oh,
If they
okay.
want to, they will.
Oh,
It took me years to figure out this
Yeah.
process too. You're okay.
I'm figuring it out.
You're trying to do the right thing and everybody
Yeah.
appreciates it.
Anybody want to make a motion for 958?
Any abutters here to
Yeah.
speak? Have you spoken to your abutters?
Yeah, they're okay with it.
They're all
I
against
talked to
it?
one new one, there's actually a new guy across the street, so I haven't even met him yet, so I'm gonna give him a shout, but he seems like a nice guy.
And there are other houses built like this in the neighborhood too. Like
Yeah,
down Wood
it's
Street.
wide
Two
open
houses
down
going
there.
up
Yeah,
and
yeah,
down the street
yeah.
from me right
Yeah.
now. One looks really good.
But there's a few houses with big barns and stuff.
Yeah. Almost all
Yeah.
my neighbors are like that.
Yeah, down Wood Street, yeah.
There's a couple of them like with horse barns.
So what you're doing fits with the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
Yes.
they're doing.
I was just driving down the street, I was like, wow, we got a small house. You know?
Got a motion?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept the special permit for 167-12F4 for a garage of 1054 square feet, I think is 1055, you said?
Yeah.
1055 square feet?
Yeah.
Because he's not applying for the variance, which is in there, so. If
I'll
that made
second the
sense
motion.
for your minutes, sorry about that, that was a lot of
Thank you.
words.
Any
Yeah.
Second?
Yeah,
You gonna second it?
get it!
Sure.
Any conditions, no conditions?
I
You
think
wanna
it
put
as
conditions on?
presented, yeah.
Personal use only, no commercial business?
Yeah, no.
You want to put those on there?
Yeah, just,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no commercial business, personal use only.
I mean, could I? Would that be okay if I tried to do a business out of the house?
No.
That's a totally different, you gotta come back.
Totally different thing, yeah. You want to,
Yeah.
if you want
That's
to
a
put a
different-
business on it, no, it's a home. not-
Yeah,
not-
yeah. I don't think she's gonna let it either happen, so.
I'm like,
That's a whole nother meeting, a whole nother application.
I'm like, yeah,
She's like,
so my car is parking there, my pantry,
There you go.
and my mudroom.
Sorry.
But
There's a motion, it was seconded by Tina. Tina? Yes?
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
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 And myself, yes, and it passes 5-0.
You're approved.
Now you can start.
You're all set? Done? Yep.
So as far, hold on, I just have to make this clear. So the next step I go is to.
Yep, so we'll file, the town clerk will file it with the land court.
Yeah,
And then, you gotta wait 20 days.
Yeah, I have a checklist.
Yep, she's got a whole thing. She'll walk you through the
You
process.
gotta come back and see her, and she'll give you all the information.
Yep.
Oh, all right, great.
All right?
Oh,
So you're good to go. Yep.
Thank you so
Good
much.
luck.
Thank you.
See you guys later. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Thank you.
More of those. More of those. Way more of those. More of those.
Get out of here.
Yeah, right? Way more of those.
Good night.
You too.
We're on time.
Are we?
Look at that.
Look at that.
4 minutes to spare.
Oh my God. You can watch that movie. Oh my God. These are all new, right?
Next one, huh?
We talked about this one before.
Which one is this?
This is theirs. We just did.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing I'm gonna like is if there's more 5 members voting.
Okay. Or if there's like a fisticuffs.
Start reading.
Start reading.
Let's go. The Halifax Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Monday, December 13th, 2021 at 7:30 PM in the Selectmen's Meeting Room at the Halifax Town Hall on the application by Helen Corcoran for a special permit for a bathroom remodel to be located at 5 11th Ave, Halifax, Mass. 02338. Said property is owned by Helen Bagg Corcoran as shown on Assessor's Map 51, Lot 40, Title Reference Book 23076, page 0342. The applicant is seeking a special permit to reconstruct or alter an existing bathroom, to remove interior fixtures and relocate, remove walls and alter roof line, reconstruct and add cantilever to extend bathroom corner, which is a continuation of a non-conforming use, alteration and extension of a non-conforming use under the Town of Halifax zoning bylaws, section 167 8A, 8B, and 8C. Area is zoned residential, and it's petition number 959.
Hey, you want to come forward and tell us what you want to do?
So, I've been, I want to say in the house since about 89 or 90. This is a project that has always wanted to be done. And basically, it's an older converted cottage, original bathtub in it.
Okay.
So, with the finish coming off the tub and things like that, we were finally, we had to do something. And basically, there's a little jut out on the side of the house that contained basically the bathtub. And so when we went to remove the bathtub, it opened up a whole set of other problems. It being a converted cottage, expected some problems, but nothing to this scale. So, basically, things needed to be brought up to code. I think the tub was basically holding those walls kind of, it looks like they put the tub and built the walls around it originally. There was really nothing else there. So when that came out, structurally there were issues, things were crumbling underneath. So we had to do something. They're outside walls, so then it turned into now what it is, which is just extending the jut out that was already there. It did have a little overhang on each end for the corners. So it's just to extend that to fit the newer fixtures, be able to bring it up to code, make room for the vent pipe that needs to be in only one place due to the regulations now. So that's where we're at. We're trying to just bring everything up to code electrically, plumbing wise, get new fixtures in that, due to COVID took 9 months to get certain things. And that's really all it is. So it's like 2 feet by 2 feet that's being added on the outside, but due to structural issues, we had to do more. The roof line is just clear a certain area, and again, where the vent for the heating system and those things, there really isn't much choice of what else to do with it. The corner of my house extends past that, so it wouldn't be extending further past the structure that's already there in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't get any closer to any of the neighbors. It's just, it was already non-conforming, and I didn't know that doing any more that you needed, it still is non-conforming, but you have to go through this process. So we're just trying to follow what the town tells us we need to do. Or maybe 2 by 4, 2 by, it's not my forte, I'm just, so, any questions I can answer about.
Not changing, excuse me, you're not changing anything else in the house, just pretty much the bathroom renovation. That's it.
So you don't have a bathroom now?
We have a toilet, and it's been like this since September.
Oh
Like,
my
go in
God.
the gym to shower.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
Yeah. No laundry.
So you haven't started any of the work yet?
Well,
You
we
can get a
had to
building
do the
permit.
structural piece because of the situation with the
Right.
walls, but, we have not gone forward. We were let know that we needed to do this process, so here we are.
it's hard to tell from the pictures that you have, or the drawings that you have.
Mhm.
So from what, I'm asking from what you said, so it sounds like you're building this within the foundation of the current house, right?
Well, we're going 2 feet, so if you look where, I know you have that little funny drawing, you see where those X's are?
Here?
There will be no foundation under that, under the little jut out piece. So
Okay.
that 2 by however many feet.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the assessor's card, if it's in the packet, that might help a little better, and you'll see that we're not extending past anything that's already there.
It's that little 12 by 6 one.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
see that little jut,
Yeah.
if you, the way the house.
That's why
you
I
turn
just
it,
added it right
There
here.
you go.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Into
So
your
it's
own
here.
yard.
It's like this little, you're adding like right
Yes,
here.
we're adding 2 feet to the back of that.
I mean, it, like, she's not increasing any non-conformity, right?
No, she's not including it.
No.
Yeah,
I'm
so
trying to
we
wonder
were
why he
told
denied
that-
this.
That even though it's already it's on all those properties are non-conforming, we do have plenty of setback from the back of the yard, but the setback to the side,
She's making an
that it
alteration.
isn't, that it's another, right, it's another non-conforming use, so that we still had to go through the process.
They're making an alteration of what's there.
But
No,
only-
but she's not increasing the distance to the lot line on any end, right?
Right,
Right.
So she's really not extending the zoning use.
But the building inspector cited, 167-8A alteration.
Yeah.
He said the fact that it was already non-conforming didn't,
This is one of those things I
for
think
that
he wants
extra,
to
for that
fix.
extra 2 by 2,
This is what he's talking about, which is terrible.
Yeah.
or for the extra 2 by 2 that he denied it.
It's
So
already
a
crowded
non-conform-
down there, I think that's all.
What's that?
It's crowded down there. You know, everything's non-conforming.
Well, but yeah, everything
She's never
is.
toilet. I mean, she's never taught me.
Right.
Like-
Well, I'm
Yeah.
like, I guess I'm asking because I'm struggling with why you even need to be here. Because I don't think it's a zoning necessarily, like she's not
It's a remodeling
increasing.
issue.
Yeah, and it's, I mean,
But I think she's changing the size of the structure. If she was doing it within the current walls, she wouldn't need it. That's
but she's
my-
not increasing the setback.
No,
167,
but
Or
she-
decreasing
but she's
it.
still altering the structure, the size of the
Yeah.
structure.
167 8C, extension. no other increase in the extension.
Extent of the non-conforming use of the land.
And I don't see her extending. it. I
Right?
think she's staying.
It's within the square that
Yes.
she's currently
It's-
using.
it's- yeah, and
She's not
we've done this-
increasing, right?
We've allowed this before,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
we've allowed this before.
And the alteration, like, it says the alteration, and I think we can have a special permit for this even if it's the case, but like, is what you're doing more than 50% of the entire value of the entire structure? I don't think so.
Didn't we have a similar
And-
question?
and I-
What is the,
That's
what is the,
right. No, I was
what is
gonna
the?
say with COVID pricing, it's, you know.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Seems close.
But like, with everything else is high too.
Right.
And,
Right.
and as an aside, I hope that's something they're addressing.
That's
That-
part
that's
of,
gotta
that's,
go away.
No,
that's
that's-
gone. That's
he
what
was
we
actually
added to
mentioning
the
this
plan.
section
I really like
entirely,
seeing
yeah.
going, yeah.
Right. So hopefully in the near.
Because
future-
like every single time somebody wants to renovate one of these houses over
Yes.
here, they have to come over here. But in this case, like
I
I'm
think-
struggling to see, like you're
Yeah, I
not
don't think it-
increasing, you're not increasing the setback, you're not increasing the side setback or the rear setback. You're not doing an alteration that's more than 50%. I don't know.
She's adding to it. She's adding
Does
it
that
2
mean
by
you're
2.
ready to vote, Peter?
I was gonna say that.
I mean, I like
Does it say it can't add? I don't see.
I.
Does it say it can't add? It just says you can't.
Oh, it can be altered. It just can't be altered if the
More than
the
50%,
alteration is more than 50% of the entire
alteration
structure.
Can't make the non-conformance more.
No, that's
non-conforming.
the extension of the
The
non-conforming.
extension,
Yep.
she's within, I think.
Yeah.
And we've
So-
allowed this before,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I say she needs a bathroom. I'll make.
Oh,
I'll make
it.
a motion to waive.
I also don't know if she. I don't know.
Well,
I'm not gonna say it. We're live
Unfortunately,
across
she-
the world.
She needs the bathroom, so.
She needs a bathroom.
I'll make a
Yeah,
motion
might
to,
take being blurred out so that people.
Who knows? Who knows where the cameras are?
I'll
it's
make
all
a
good.
motion to waive the on-site
Second.
inspection.
Second.
Tina?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Myself, yes.
we'll get that tub
Yes.
put in.
Well, that's waived it. So now we have.
Now we need a motion for the
Any
9:59.
butters to speak?
Yeah. Is there anybody here to speak to this? I don't think so.
Any of us? No?
Okay, I'll make
Oh.
a, oh,
You're in a butter?
I'm not in the butter, but I was involved in the project. I just want the board to know that Helen's not being upfront with all you people. Reason being, I had a lengthy conversation with Mr. Perry Friday morning in reference to the project, and his exact words were, Helen lied to me right out of the gate. That's why he scrutinized things, okay? And furthermore, there was a complaint. That's why we're here this evening. The building inspector acted on the complaint.
Acted on a complaint. What was the complaint about?
The complaint was that Helen was constructing an addition as opposed to a bathroom remodel.
But it is not. an-
But the application is for remodeling,
Correct,
Right.
not alteration.
correct.
We're voting on a remodel, not any alterations. This lady here is coming in front of us for remodeling of a bathroom.
Okay, well, has she been upfront to you that it's already been done?
It's not done. This person was fired from the project. He doesn't live in Halifax. He doesn't own a property in Halifax. We have the stop order from the work he was doing, so I don't really feel that.
So we can't get into that
he's
stuff?
trying- Right.
But we're gonna vote on what you presented us today.
Very, very honestly, I haven't seen the building inspector scrutinize anything. So I'd be very shocked if this was the first thing he's scrutinizing. So,
No.
and he's not here tonight to speak to that. And you haven't identified yourself or anything. So I'm not sure
My
necessarily.
name is Eric.
Okay.
I entered into an agreement with Helen, did the work, let Helen get way ahead of me. When the job was shut down by Mr. Perry for Helen's negligence of not coming here first, she told me to take a hike. That's basically what it boils down to, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, don't forget that the police had to be called because of.
See, we can't have that
Again,
going on. We can't have that going on here.
I understand.
There's no reason.
Your problem with Mrs. Cochran is your problem.
Yes.
We're here to
No, I
vote on
understand that, but I just
on a
wanted to
petition, and that's it, you
Bring
know?
to your attention the specifics that she's not
Thank you
providing.
for doing
Which
that.
is that
Thank
you
you for doing
didn't
that.
file a permit
Mrs.
You led me to believe there was a
I'm not
permit
saying-
filed.
That's-
This is not the
that's not-
norm for this, I agree.
Anybody want to make a motion on this?
I'll make a motion to approve petition number 960 as presented.
Second.
Tina?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
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 Myself, yes. Passes 5-0.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And you will talk to
Okay. yes.
Alana?
Thank you for your time.
No.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You already have it typed down? You're good. You already have it typed down.
I have to make a correction on that? That was petition number 959.
Do you want
Was
another
it?
motion? Should we have another motion or no?
That's right.
Yeah, I read the wrong.
Okay. There you go. Look at that.
Hmm?
Oh, look, we're getting through these within the window. This is impressive.
Is there a football game tonight? Something was going on.
Yeah.
You just got some
Patriots are
shopping
bye
to
weeks.
do.
Want to pass this on? Sure.
5 seconds. There you go.
I don't want to listen to it.
Nice work. Alright, I'm gonna start reading. What is
I'm
this?
reading my book. Yeah, it is soon.
I know. 960, 960, 960.
960 or 61?
60, right?
960.
60. The Halifax Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Monday, December 13th, 2021 at 7:45 in the Board of Selectmen's meeting room at Halifax Town Hall, Halifax, Mass. On the application by Joseph Pogorski for a special permit to construct a pole barn over 884 square feet and a special permit for welding in a business zone to be located in a proposed commercial building to be located at 49 Carver Street, Halifax, Mass. 02338. Said property is owned by Don A. Braddock Boggs, Elmer L. Braddock, and Joseph M. Pogorski of 270 Franklin Street, Halifax, Mass. 02338, as shown on Assessor's Map 71, Lot 11, Book 54313, page 258. The applicant is proposing to construct a 7,490 square foot commercial building with 1,950 square feet of covered storage for welding, requiring a special permit under Halifax zoning bylaw section 167.7 for welding in a business zone. The applicant is also seeking a special permit under Halifax zoning bylaw section 167.12F4 to construct a 2,000 square foot pole barn with 1,500 square feet of covered storage. Area is zone business. It is petition number 960.
You want to speak to your application?
I think that's what I'm here for, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Good
And
evening.
you-
For the record, Eric Dias, registered professional engineer with Strong Point Engineering Solutions. Here tonight representing the Pogorski family, Joe, both junior and senior, are here with us for Carver Street Realty LLC. As noted, we're before you tonight for two special permits. The first being a welding use that's going to go into this proposed building here. We're proposing a commercial business bay building. I think we got about 5 bays in here with an open space area. The building itself is just under 7,500 square feet. The Pogorskis by trade are welders. They're not going to occupy this entire building, but they may very well occupy a portion of it. So because it's a special permit use in your bylaw, we're before you for that aspect of it, to allow the welding in this building. Outside of that welding use, I believe this is a building that would be allowed within the commercial business zone by right. So we have kept this building in the commercial business zone.
The other special permit that we're before you for tonight is for this pole barn to be located on the residential side of the property, which is divided by this line here. The pole barn measures 2,000 square feet, with an additional 1,500 square feet of lean-to on either side. That's gonna be used primarily for storage of goods, and materials. And really, those are the two special permits. Aside from that, the site is very open now with very little vegetation. We are proposing on-site septic. We have great soils out there that are gonna support our drainage systems here. We are proposing a gravel area in this location for housing of trucks and equipment. We're proposing a landscaping berm in the front of the property to shield it from the road. We've got, a portion of the berm right now has already been constructed, and there are some trees on there that are gonna grow up pretty tall. They're gonna grow about 2 feet a year, to really screen this thing from the abutters. And Joe Pajerski Jr. actually lives here at 37, so we are proposing a connection to that property there, just for his ease of travel back and forth to the facility. He'll be on site at all times, basically, to keep an eye on things here and make sure everything's going as proposed. So really, those are the finer particulars of it. We feel that the special permit application keeps with the intent of the bylaw. We feel that it keeps with the neighborhood. Certainly having the welding component in a commercial business bay building is not a stretch under the bylaw, and I think we noted even earlier in the night tonight that these sort of pole barns are kind of all over the town here. So we don't feel that we're kind of stepping on anybody's toes, so to speak, with the request on the special permits. So we'd love to take any questions that you folks have.
On the big building there, what are you gonna do? You're only gonna use a quarter of it for welding?
We have 5 bays proposed in here now with an open space area here. I think the Pajerskis will occupy probably 1 bay,
The rear section of it.
the rear section of the building here.
What are the plans for the other 4 bays?
They'll be based on tenant, need, basically, anything that fits in with the bylaw and is allowed by right, otherwise, obviously, they would have to come back to you.
Right.
But things that are allowed in this, commercial business district,
And the other building is just for storage?
just for storage,
Nothing else?
nothing else, not gonna be running any commercial businesses out of there or anything like that.
What type of business is it?
What type of, well, these folks are welders, so their portion of this building that's where the welding component comes in. The remaining businesses that will be within the individual bays are to be determined at this time.
I mean, what type of welding? I mean, welding could be anything. Do you do structural work? Are you, What-
Just about everything. Today was fixing small
You're gonna-
steel ladders for a boat, or we also repair heavy equipment, farm equipment, trailers.
So you
90% mostly do repair.
will you have other vehicles or equipment that are gonna be on the property?
We have a couple of service trucks, we have an enclosed trailer that is kind of like a mobile shop, we bring the jobs that will be stored there. And we also have some forklifts, I have a loader, and skid steer, that are
So-
already there now.
So people bring their stuff to you to weld, or you go to their job site?
Either way.
Probably 50/50.
Mhm.
They're doing a lot of big pipe work in Boston right now.
You don't do any fabrication inside that building?
We do right now some small fabrication, we make these small, light metal frames for Hilliard's Chocolate Company in West Bridgewater. We do smaller, like, structural steel jobs, but they're, we don't build buildings or anything.
So you have a brake press,
No.
iron worker or anything like
We
that?
have a small,
You got an iron
small
worker?
iron worker, it's about this big, that's it.
Okay.
No, we don't have any large press rigs.
Just chop
no-
saw,
Yeah,
band
that's
saw,
it.
that type
No,
of stuff?
like large laser table, none of that stuff.
Lot of exhaust work, stuff like that?
Try not to.
Yeah, no, well.
At all. Try not to, but sometimes.
Is that a no or sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay. All right. But you're not having, what do you got, MIG, TIG, that type of stuff? Stick, you do all of them?
Most of the shop process is, MIG process, yes.
MIG, okay.
The open air covered outside the building, you'd be welding out there also?
Occasionally, not as often. If we have a larger project, I thought it'd just be an easier accessible space. I want to have like a rack out there for materials that would just be undercover.
Yeah.
Occasionally, some of the smaller frames, I spray paint them, just a place to do that, really.
The big one, this is a big one, sandblasting.
No,
No sandblasting? Maybe just a unit, an enclosed unit inside, something like that, at all?
I don't even have one. of
But
those
nothing
plastics.
outside, right?
Anything we need sandblasted, we bring it to the guy in Industrial Park.
Okay.
The pole building, you said storage outside for materials and stuff, is that part of the business?
I also have a snow plowing company, so I have some trucks, snow plows, there's a skid steer.
So those snowplows and skid steer would presumably be housed
Underneath, just underneath the covered space
in the covered space on either side.
Will you have equipment inside also?
Possibly.
So I guess we have motor vehicle service or filling station, we have a no on the uses.
What is it?
Just commercial, right?
Commercial business.
No, the zone.
Yeah.
Commercial and
Commercial
residential?
business zone.
Oh, and this is, am I on the right one here?
The pole building you're mainly using for?
196,
commercial
right?
business?
What's that?
The pole building you're using
961,
mainly for your business?
the petition
Mostly for
961.
storage, I like to keep my own personal
It says-
pickup truck in there, and.
And
more-
960.
Conservancy, oh, industrial, it's not commercial, it says
It's the
industrial.
B, it's the B.
People are saying commercial, it's industrial or commercial?
It's the one half of the line, it's B, and the other half of the line, it's AR.
I'm reading the petition, and it's saying conservancy and industrial. What are the actual zones?
This is
Nathan.
960.
Hmm?
960.
That's why.
So, so I wanna, tell me if I'm incorrect about this. So, what you're proposing to build, so welding is not by right in the business zone.
Welding requires a special permit.
Right, so you're asking for the special permit for welding,
Yes.
which we need to decide is it appropriate use for this lot, right?
Commercials over
What
here.
you're also doing
Motor vehicle
is,
services,
so,
right back around.
so you're asking for a special permit in the business zone to weld in the back part of that building?
That's correct.
Right.
To the top.
How
That
big is
zone.
the area in the back you're planning on the welding?
So, in a commercial
Do you know,
zone,
just
probably
generally?
isn't that.
Because the whole thing is
About
7,000.
half
In
of
a-
the second
in a-
floor.
Okay, so it's like
commercial zone.
3,500 maybe?
So cut it here, go that way, about 3,500, and
Okay.
that includes the open space.
Okay.
All right.
And so then there's gonna be 3,500 square feet of business that we don't know of what's gonna go in there?
Roughly 3,500
Commercial
square feet of
uses.
business.
Anything
Would that
there
be,
is commercial.
would that be like retail space? Would that
It
be,
would be, right now, it's.
Commercial's pretty
like
restricted.
tenant space, so I have to-
Yeah, we
just rent
what does that mean?
We see it being similar uses for other type of contractors. These are really contractor based, they don't lend themselves well to retail.
Yeah.
We're not anticipating having customers coming to do window shopping at this location.
Okay.
We might,
Both
for
were
example,
paying,
we
we
might rent
talked
one
about
to a
both.
landscaper. We might rent one to somebody, to an affiliated type of,
Sales refit,
business
trailers, vehicles,
with
no.
welding, things like that.
Commercial.
But contractor based, nothing that we're gonna be bringing people in
Okay.
to shop for.
Okay, so there, and that was my question, should there be parking on site?
We do have parking, and we do have the amount of parking that we need, if I put to this sheet here. We've focused our parking in the back. We're required, I think we're required to have, well, we're required to have 14 stalls, and we have 14 stalls. So that
We're
will-
using some of the residential zone to get to some of the business zones usage.
For these 4 parking stalls, we're using 4 stalls here. If that is an issue, we can try to look at relocating these 4 stalls down in here
Mhm.
into the business zone. We certainly have the room to do it. We just kept this area here open for outdoor storage, whether it be, for example, like we said, if we did have somebody who was a landscaper and they had a couple of trucks in their fleet, we envisioned that they would park out here.
Okay. And so the barn, you compared it to the petition that we just did, which we don't normally do, but if we did, that's double the size of what we just approved, right?
Yes, my comparison was wanting to say that these do exist in town. I know that the other one was residential, this is certainly bigger than that,
Mhm.
without a doubt.
Yeah, they were asking, I think, for maybe 125
And
extra
we're
square feet. You guys are asking for
2,000 plus the
1,000.
outdoor space,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
And it sounds like you're gonna be storing vehicles or materials or something like that that is related to that business, right?
The idea is that they would be, yes,
Okay.
yes.
That would be contrary to the use of that zone though, right? How would that be?
In the residential zone, there could be an issue there. It was not identified in our denial letter from the building inspector. Is there being a conflicting use there, so we did not apply for anything specific to that because of that.
And specifically I asked, cause we did ask those people if they were gonna use their garage for
Sure.
commercial business, and that was half the size, so.
Sure. I mean, practically speaking, there's probably, you know,
A lot of my personal, I have a lot of stuff.
I think we've been here before, we've talked about a lot of stuff, yeah.
But this would be a place to hide some of my stuff.
True.
That was a good idea.
True. I mean, the reason I'm asking this stuff, is the unpredictability of some of the business stuff that we've approved, and what those bays would be. But if it's similar in nature, I think that's a little bit more predictable.
That's the idea, yes.
And then the question, I think that the two questions for me, I think that I hope maybe hearing from you guys and maybe some other people if they speak is, the fact that the line goes through that spot and we're asking for a special permit for something that in a business zone that isn't necessarily allowed by right is a sticking point, and it would be important in that neighborhood, which is a busy street but also kind of a residential area. What's on the other side of that? I can't remember.
Police station.
Police station.
So the police station back at what's to the left and right on
There's a
Concord
house
Road?
and then there's like Doyle's.
Is that the
hardwood
is it the
floor.
house that we just approved
Yeah, there's a truck on
on the left?
Yeah.
Yep, there's a.
Is
We
that
approved
whole
it.
section that's been
Yeah.
kind of cleared out? Is that what we're talking
Yeah,
about?
we
Yeah.
approved the barn and the
Yeah,
house
on the
there.
left hand side, and then there's a house. Your house is on the other side.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, his house is right there.
like the mulch stuff is across the street. Is that kind of?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it is kind of mixed, I guess, is the area, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The whole
there
area
is a
is
good
like
mix.
a horse barn.
Yeah.
Same old.
Okay. And then I guess, so the question is whether that's appropriate, and I think that's what we probably need to decide today. And then, whether or not the 2,000 square feet is within the established character of the neighborhood, and whether that is appropriate to be used for the stuff that you have, and whether that's, I think those are the two questions to answer, right? Unless I'm seeing something else.
So we have residential and we have commercial,
Yeah, so the barn on the right,
right? So we have a welding shop / repair shop. And our uses do not allow in either zone.
it allows, there is welding for a special permit in the business zone.
Is it business or commercial?
On the left, see the dotted line, on the left-hand side where they're putting the welding? That's what we were talking about, what you were looking at. So on the
No, I'm on the right one.
So on the left-hand side of that line is business.
This side is
Business.
That's
They
right.
are, one of the reasons they're here is to get an approval to have welding in that.
All right, I thought people kept saying commercial. When I kept asking, they said
Yeah, and
yes.
then the C is, yeah, now it's
business.
confused.
It is business.
It is business. On the right-hand side, the other question on the right-hand side
Mhm.
is whether or not that barn, which is not necessarily commercial, it's tied to kind of the residential. What's the size of the house on the other lot? I guess I don't know if that really ties in, but,
Mine?
Yeah.
I think it's like 1625.
okay. So it would be similar, if not a little bit bigger than the house next door to it, and then
The barn.
arguably might be tied into the business that's really in the business zone. So that's, I guess,
Wasn't there something with the industrial zone that we just
That
got
was-
a letter on that?
so that's what I looked at. I was
attached?
like, are these industrial uses like we talked about last time? But I think since the bylaws specifically say welding, I think they're probably right about applying for the welding special.
No, I'm asking because the industrial zone where they had
Yeah.
the other piece, if it was accessed from the business zone, didn't it have a special clearance on it?
Oh, you're talking about
Like
the one over
more
here.
critical area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that falls within this as well.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, let's see what that says.
Yeah.
When he said like a piece of it goes into it so that they
Yeah.
can use, yeah. Where's that?
You can extend like 50 feet into
Yeah.
the more into the more,
Right.
Oh, more than 50. Yeah.
50
Good
feet.
eye.
50 feet into the more
Yeah,
restricted
can't extend
area.
more than 50 feet into the
More
residential
restricted
zone
area,
portion
right.
of the property. which that might do, right?
Seems like it's a little.
By scale, this is a 60 scale, so it does look like it's probably a little bit more than 50.
Yeah. But then, I mean, your argument is that it's not necessarily a commercial use in that
Not
part.
necessarily commercial use, I mean.
I don't know if it's a wishy-washy definition maybe, but.
Understood. You
Yeah.
know, there's a mix going on here, right?
Yes.
It's gonna be used largely for personal use. Practically speaking, might there be some supplies stored here that might one day get used in this building? Possibly.
Mhm.
It could happen.
That's definitely not the main purpose of it at all.
Okay.
If, I wanna have a really, large garage for my own stuff.
So, I have the same concerns as you, Peter, but also the gravel area for equipment storage, you got business and residential, and you're gonna be storing commercial equipment on a residential side.
Yeah. Yeah, is that gravel for equipment? Is that what it?
Yeah, the gravel area comes
It
through.
was for, more for just pervious for rain or whatever, so it wasn't like grass,
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that arguably is inside the 50 feet,
Yes.
maybe?
I would say so.
Yeah,
Maybe not the whole thing.
I'd say maybe if you take the corner. of
And
it
I guess there's still the question
I
whether
don't
the
know if
welding
he
is,
ran- He ran into the same problem at his house,
yeah. Yeah, I know.
so.
I think the butters wanna speak. It's up to you.
Move along, and we'll have it.
We'll get to you.
I mean,
Can we move the line?
yeah, right, I know.
Ideally, an argument could be made that if you were to move the line, it certainly wouldn't constitute anything like spot zoning or anything like that, right? Because it's, the line, it would be continuous to a zone over here, so practically speaking, could be done.
And how do you go about doing that?
It's a process.
Yeah, that's a whole, that's
Which is why
involves
we're
other
here
people.
and not there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably not gonna be a thing.
I think you could probably use the gravel surface. I just think you need to reduce it. If
And
that's
that-
gonna
but-
get you to the 50.
Right, and the other question is whether or not that use is appropriate for that neighborhood. And I have no idea, like you guys will know probably better than anybody in the room, like, is there, like, how much does that affect noise and, like, the questions that always come up are noise, vibration, light, all the kind of stuff that,
So along with the welding, you grind,
Yes.
do some grinding,
It'll be done inside a building.
yeah, except for the larger equipment, but then we could
That'd be
set
in the
hours on
very
that
rear of the
too.
building.
The rear of the building that faces the police station.
That'd be bad, though.
But we could set hours on that,
Not something we do in the middle of the night though.
what's,
that?
Not something you'd be doing.
In the middle of the night, yeah.
Normal hours of work.
what's I see the arrow there from the edge of the building to the lot line. What is that?
Here,
Yeah,
42.
okay.
42. As far as the character of the neighborhood too, as you mentioned, I know that there are quite a few abutters here tonight.
Mhm.
That do want to speak in favor as well, so that might help shed some light
Yeah.
on that as well.
You wanna take the others?
Actually,
Yeah.
light
Anybody in-
industrial is what they have it as, light industrial, not industrial, but light industrial. I own the property next door.
You're here,
Yes,
yes.
Joe and I saw the property when we purchased it.
What's happening?
Anybody else wants to speak to this?
Yeah, it's kind of concerning that they don't know what's
Name?
going to be in the other days.
Yeah, you can just
And-
identify yourself for the record.
Oh, sorry,
It's
Alderman
okay.
D, 50 Carter Street, I'm right across from all of this destruction at this point. You know where I live, and we're having enough issues with sand, gravel, loam poured in my windows from next door to us. So we're just concerned about how bad it's gonna get across from us, and especially now that I hear that they don't know who's gonna be in there, who's gonna be using it. Are we gonna be looking at backhoes and tractors and commercial vehicles and everything constantly? Is this gonna be a high sit on the front porch and watch chaos? I mean, we might as well live down in the industrial park you know, move into RG's Automotive or something, and it would be about the same, and that's our concern, where is it going? And
I think he has taken some consideration into the people living in the area. He put up a berm and
Which
outside
ends,
and
which ends
it looks
before
like
it
he's
gets
trying to do the right thing.
Where are you going to?
Do you mind
Sure.
going back over the, thanks.
I was trying to see this.
Hold on a second.
There you go.
The use of the building, they wanna do some welding, and there's a couple of bays they wanna rent out to somebody else. We can tell them what, you know, not to bring people in there that are gonna make loud noises, you can, you know,
Mm-hmm.
do stuff like that.
You
But,
can say, but once they have the permit for,
Well, they have
Industrial,
we have to put conditions on them, so
Conditions.
they have to abide by the conditions.
seriously, we know how
Yeah.
that's going.
If they don't provide by the conditions, you can call a police department and make a complaint, or you can call the, building inspector and make a complaint that they're not conforming to the regulations that we put in. And he'll go down to inspect and find out what's going on, and in turn, he'll be back here.
You know, they've been
We're
there
not
for,
trying to be difficult by any stretch of the imagination, but we do live there. We've been there 25 years, and we can't open right now, we can't open our windows in the summer, the kitchen door, because loom's being turned right across, not 20 feet from my kitchen door. Our counters, the stove, everything's filthy all the time because of dirt coming in. And it's getting very difficult.
that's not because of them.
No, it has nothing to do with, and we're afraid now, what's it gonna be? Is
No,
the
they-
truck gonna back out of there and accidentally gun it through our front door, you know? It's,
I don't think that was gonna happen.
but where are the,
Go ahead, sir, identify yourself.
Richard Nolan, I live at 50 Carter's Road. Are there gonna be big lights on this property?
Lights?
Yeah.
Maybe just small lights just over the doors of the building, that would be about it.
No, there's no big
Like
like.
parking lot lights?
Yeah.
yeah, anything
No.
to light up?
What hours of operation is gonna be going?
We just work during the day, really, I don't
Well,
start working really.
yeah, I know, but the last time we were down for a permit, when you were applying for the property you have right now, where you live. And nothing was said about the fact that sometimes your operation starts at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I start my truck at 5 o'clock in the morning and drive to work.
Not true. I mean, there's many mornings where there's noise going constantly. Right now, and I know you're clearing out the property, but it's constant with sawing and chipping, going all hours of the day. Saturday, Sunday, there's not a minute's peace.
Mostly weekends right now, and
I work all week, and this is our project, we're trying to clear this, and
Yeah,
I
know,
live
like she
there.
said, we don't wanna be difficult, but we live there too, and we would like a little peace.
I'm trying to complete this project so we can all live in peace. I live next door, I wanna beautify the whole neighborhood in the process of doing this.
How
And
long is it gonna take for the whole property, you know?
It mostly depends on the permitting process, really.
Well, I mean, let's say you get permits that are approved and everything, how long will it take to do it?
6 or 7 months, I think. I haven't built a building before, I don't know exactly, to be exact.
6 or 7 months is a reasonable estimate for a
It is.
project like this, yes.
Are you gonna have a lot of settling stored?
We only have, where our shop is now, we only have 3 cylinders, I believe, on site. We do have smaller cylinders on trucks. But that's all with the, to the fire department code. We have to
And
get-
where is the access to your property going to be?
It's
Is
It's shown on there now. The berm that we've been constructing is going to continue over to either side of the entranceway. We're trying to block it, the trees are, gonna
Okay,
grow.
is where the berm is right now, is that where the entrance is going to be?
No, that's gonna continue over further.
Much further over, yeah.
It's gonna continue the whole front of the property except for the entrance.
And
You wanna
any
look
idea what
at
the
it?
traffic is going to be?
Right there. There's gonna be no entrance right there, I guess this
Have you
is the
been
burn
to
I'm
the planning
talking
board?
about.
No, we have not yet.
I guess, where is his house?
That will be our next.
I think this
His
is
house
where-
is right there.
It's
His house right there.
special
Yep.
permit.
So where's
I
it?
You're over here,
I
so the
think,
berm's gonna
correct
go
me
over
if I'm
here.
wrong, Peter, you have to go in front of the planning board
It's
first.
gonna go right in front of the
Right.
courthouse.
I think
That was not identified in our application to the building inspector.
You're gonna have to get a site plan review.
Right, but our understanding was that we were able to hear for special permits first, and then go for site plan review.
Oh,
No, it's the other way around.
Our practice has been planning board
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, we're different than other towns.
sometimes they'll go kind of concurrently a little bit, but we'll
You gotta
wait
go
to
in
make
front
our
of the planning
decision
board
until they do,
first.
yeah.
I'm wondering why that, I'm just curious as to why that wasn't identified prior to this meeting tonight, unfortunately.
Well,
You know,
why-
we we submitted a building, permit
Did
application.
you tell him that you already went to the planning board or no?
We did not tell
I
him
didn't
that.
say nothing.
No.
You have to go in front of the planning board first.
Because what you're showing us here may not be what you'll be coming back to us for.
Cause they might
Yeah.
They might
adjust
make some
it or,
changes,
yeah.
yes. But at the same time, and just to play devil's advocate to that, if we were to go and put the expenditure out for site plan review, and then come here and be denied a special permit, then we went through site plan review essentially for no reason. Is that
Yep.
my understanding of this?
So it goes, yeah.
And I think the argument is that the special permit that we decide is based on the use of that, and that is presented to us after the site plan is approved, right? Like, I think, like, our answer is, our vote is whether or not that's an appropriate use of welding, that's an appropriate special permit for the barn. I mean, we can, like, do a site visit, I think, I mean, I've driven by it a million times.
We can't do that until we get a,
True, I mean, we can't make a
But-
decision
Yeah, we
really
can't even-
until.
But no, we can't, but I'm sure we can just continue it and do.
Yeah, of course we
site
can.
yeah,
visit.
we can
Yeah.
continue it.
Yeah.
We continue-
You don't have to
Continue
reapply.
until you, go in front of the
Do you have
planning
an
board.
appointment with the planning board?
We do not have a date yet.
Okay.
Our thought was, quite frankly, get through here, know that we have a special permit, and it's worth going to the planning board.
No, you gotta go to the planning board first.
So we gotta
That's,
flip
that's,
that.
yeah.
So what we can do then is file with the planning board, get in front of them as soon as possible, and then come back to you
Then
folks.
we can continue this
Yeah,
till
we will
after
be on
you.
for next month anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or as
All
long
right.
as like, we can keep you on, we're not, yeah.
Do you,
What about a site plan?
yeah, I have a couple questions.
Site visit.
Yeah,
We can do that
Yeah.
afterwards.
we can do
Yeah,
it,
we can do it before.
yeah, we can do it now. Somebody-
Hmm?
Cause I have some else.
Go ahead, John.
Sean Shedd, just a couple of questions, I don't know, probably the planning board, will do. What is the outer structure of the buildings that you're gonna have? In other words, what's it made of, is it metal, is it
No.
wood, or it's,
Steel building,
it's gonna be a steel building?
steel building.
Outside is gonna be steel?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any plan on making a berm or a row of trees in the back of your property?
It's already done,
Oh, it's done already?
100% done,
Okay,
by the police station.
yeah, right,
It's all built and shrubs and
okay,
wildlife, shrubbery, birds and stuff.
okay.
So, a couple questions. Is the building gonna be air conditioned?
No.
Right. So, my background is a toolmaker for 35 years. I worked with welders, I ran welding shops. Okay, so I'm very familiar with what you're doing. So, to the board, because I probably won't be voting on this one, but as a resident, you know, we say sometimes the people who bought a house in or near a business zone, well, there might be a business next to you. Well, you know, the pie slices both ways. If somebody wants to do a business near a residential zone, there should be more restrictions to that. I'm just telling you from experience that I would not allow any outside uses. Because I own a business, I have my own machine shop, I know how it goes. You're gonna get a job, you're gonna wanna do the job. If the guy needs it tomorrow, you're gonna push the limits. They bought a residential, they have to expect certain limitations. Just from my own personal experience, you know, and if it was near me and I had a home, I'd feel exactly the same way. It's loud, there's grinding, there's banging, you're trying to drive a pin in to a piece of equipment, you know, there's torches going, that's just the nature of the beast. So, you know, inside, doors closed, all day long I'd live next to it. Work being done outside, I'd be raising holy heck.
So what's the pleasure of the board?
Somebody else is speaking in there.
Go ahead.
Jonathan Soroka, 31 Carver Street. I directly abut Joe's property right now, is the residential side. And just to that note of the noise level, Joe's been very, very, very good with noise, especially, you know, even if he does have to start his truck up early in the morning, he has to. Everyone works at a different time of day. But in the sense of things, he's never really run a chainsaw late at night that would constitute any kind of aggravation. You know, yes, there's wood chippers going, but they've had acres of land to clear out. I would say that solemnly, I trust Joe with what his word is and what he says he's gonna do. And if he says he's gonna respect his neighbors, which he does, he really respects his neighbors, always pitches a hand even though he's busy constantly. If I ever need a hand, he's always there to help me. And likewise for Ralph across the street and really anybody, if he's a real true honest person in the town. But I'd say you give him a chance, just as for future's sake, obviously, because you're making go to the planning board first now. For future's sake, when you pick this back up, just note that he is who he says he is. He's not trying to fool you guys at all, so.
And to that point, I can probably see that. But construction, we've all lived next to a neighbor who's building a house or putting on an addition or putting a roof on, and you know that noise is temporary. They kind of alluded to it. They understand that noise is temporary. But once you're running a business and it's 6 days, 7 days a week, and you have big equipment out there that you can't bring inside, and you're welding and you're grinding and you're cutting and you're doing all this, running torches, it's a different beast. And they're not trying to do anything wrong, just the opposite. They're trying to do things right. But it cuts both ways. This board is residential. Just like we've had in the very recent past, in the last month or two, somebody lives next to an industrial zone. But it cuts both ways, right? So I'm just saying, as a resident, okay, that outside uses in this area, I just think, and you're trying to do it right, you know, hats off to you, because there are a lot of people that try to get away with stuff. We're dealing with that now too. So, but we're talking beyond the construction phase, and now they've been given a right of use of running a business outside, and you're not gonna want to be listening to a grinder 7 days a week, or 6 days a week.
On our behalf, those arborvitaes that are on the front berm, the expected growth rate is 2 feet per year. Just put them in this spring, they really, you know, just getting established. That's gonna go the whole length of the property, and we're actually down a bit of a hole. I think we're gonna be pretty captive on our noises.
Right, but if you're not, what happens? Right, and then your opinion.
We also plan on being good neighbors.
Sure, of course, but it is a business, you know, and, you know, you wanna be able to run a good business, you wanna be profitable, you know, you're gonna need, from your perspective, cause I've had that on too, I've owned a machine shop, okay? You're gonna wanna do as much work as you can do, right? And then, you know, it's light out till 8 at night, 9 at night in the summertime. You know, and you have a guy, I gotta get my rig going tomorrow, I'm gonna lose thousands of dollars a day. Nope, we're not gonna do it. You know, that's a hard thing, you know, we're just all human. And I'm just saying, I'm just being real. Okay, I've been on both sides of this, and I'm just being real. So, you know, the inside stuff, I think is fine 100%, I think it's great. It's the outside stuff that concerns me.
There's definitely no doubt that things will have to be done on occasion outside. Some things don't fit inside the door.
Right. So, I'm just, to the board, I'm just giving that, just putting that out there.
You guys wanna do an on-site inspection? Let's do an on-site inspection.
When's the next meeting? The 10th that we had on this?
January.
January 10th?
Yeah, right? So we do it the 8th? Unless it's a snowstorm or something. Like that?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll make a motion for an on-site, unless you guys good with that? January 8th? We combine the.
Is a Saturday, is
Yep.
that correct?
Yeah, we normally do. I don't know, we usually do 9 o'clock. If that works for you guys. Just to kind of come and see it. It's usually pretty quick. So I'll make a motion to have an on-site for petition number 960, is it 960? 960 on January 6th at 9 a.m. 8th? What the heck, sorry. What the hell?
Any second?
Second.
Second.
Edith?
Yes.
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 Myself, yes. We'll see you there on
And in the meanwhile, you guys can get in touch with the planning. board
Yeah.
and
Yeah, we'll get that
Do this,
file.
do the site stuff with them, and we'll kind of just work in tandem here.
Do you want to continue the hearing?
Just get in touch with the
Yeah.
planning board, do the site stuff, and we'll just work in tandem the best we can.
Yeah, and I'll make a motion to continue the hearing for petition number 960 to Monday, January 10th at 7:10? 7? Anything else we got?
Do they have the planning board by now?
Let's do
Hopefully.
Monday.
Who's the planning board meeting?
Should we,
That's good,
Peter,
Butch.
should we kind of, that'd be pending the planning board?
So we can, if we can meet it, we can extend it again if,
Okay.
if, yeah.
Because we're kind of
Yeah.
heading into a bunch of
I know.
messy dates.
I agree. Does that work?
By doing the on-site inspection now, we won't have to do it later on, and it'll
7:10.
save the 30 days
We'll do
if it's approved, so it's,
So I'll do.
it's not a waste of.
Yeah, I'll move it to Monday, January 10th at 7:15. Petition number 960. Motion to continue.
Second.
Does that work? Second?
Yes.
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 Myself, yes.
See
you then.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Thank you. We still going here? Yep. Holy cow. Well, we went a little over on that one.
Well,
That's a demerit. That's a demerit. All right, ready?
Let's go.
The Halifax Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Monday, December 13th, 2021 at 8 p.m. in the Board of Selectmen's meeting room at Halifax Town Hall, Halifax, Mass. on the application of Barry and Mary Gates for a special permit to construct a single-family home with attached oversized garage proposed to be located at 145 Monpont Street, Halifax, Mass. 02338. Said property is owned by Barry E. and Mary L. Gates, trustees of Turkey Swamp Bog Realty Trust of 76 Spruce Street, Middleborough, Mass. As shown on Assessor's Map 84, Lot 17, Book 3 for 831, page 139. The applicant is seeking a special permit to construct a single-family dwelling with attached garage exceeding 884 square feet, according to the Town of Halifax zoning bylaw sections 167.7, Schedule of Use Regulations, and 167.12F4, density regulations for specific uses. The area is zoned conservancy and industrial. It's petition number 961.
Would you like to speak to the application?
Yes. I'm Barry Gates, 76 Spruce Street, Middleborough. Fourth generation cranberry grower. We own 28 acres of farm, I'm actively farming. Sits on was an 84 acre parcel. I just recently purchased 6 acres of frontage. I was approached by a butter, wanting to know if I wanted to buy it, so I bought it. So it's roughly 90 acres. Looking to erect a single family residence on our family farm and an oversized garage. It's a 30 by 53 bay garage. Part of my property is conservancy, but the part that's conservancy is all cranberry bogs and swamp. The only available upland that I have is in industrial. One side of Monpont Street's residential. I actually have a little sliver of residential that touches me. I don't know, it's not a lot, but it's a little sliver right at my entrance.
Where is this property?
145 Mont Ponce, if you go out here to 58 and take a right, I'm down maybe 3/4 of a mile on the left. I'm 800 feet off the
That's
street.
down the road.
Okay.
That's down the road or
Oh,
something.
down
Palmer
towards
Mill
Clinton.
Road.
It took me a minute. I was like, how is he not in the lake? I was looking the other
I know, that's what I was like, oh, it's the other way.
I'm
I forget
pretty
that's
much in the
down
middle of Palmer Mill Road, where Palmer Mill kind of wraps out. I'm on the opposite side. The house will be about 800 feet off the street, give or take.
You're kind of set back there too, right? It's very woodsy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't even see anybody. It's like heaven when I go back there to work.
Is this where you're gonna
But
put your house?
I got a 25-minute commute to work, so it's just kind of, well, I work in Middleborough for the town, and I run the Kermy box, so I'm back and forth constantly. So just trying to simplify life, and that's it.
Is
For
this
you,
where you're
I
putting
need
the
something
the house?
Yes. Yeah.
Right here, you're putting the house.
Oh, I
right
see.
Right here.
Right, this is where the house is.
Yeah.
And what's this?
This
Is
here?
a separate lot?
It was, I purchased it.
Oh.
I got approached by the abutter, wanting to know if I wanted to buy it this summer, and
Oh,
I
okay.
purchased it. So we own like, I don't know, 1,500 feet of road frontage out front.
So you need 2 special permits then, correct?
Yeah.
Here's where the house is on.
And this one is.
We live in life just like Derek Harjou's back there.
Excuse me?
You'll be like the Harjou's back there, right on the
Yeah,
picture.
yeah. But you can see how, you won't see.
No, I know.
Do you have to go in front of conservation?
No, I meet all the setbacks.
What size garage did you say?
It's roughly 30 by 50, or 32 by
1,500
50.
square feet.
1,500 square feet roughly.
Your own personal use?
Yeah.
So the health agent has said there's no septic plan? Is there
Well,
a septic?
I'll let Mr.
Oh.
Webber speak on that.
Actually, the second page is the septic plan. Just have
Yeah.
submitted with the.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
That's why I wanted to be so you can say that.
Mhm.
So yeah, like Bob said, you need a special permit for the dwelling and then a special permit for the garage. And the garage is not bigger than the house, right?
No.
You need the garage to be that big?
Yeah.
What's going
There's
on?
3
in
of
there?
us and there's
Come on,
3
John.
bays.
You're a farmer.
What was the square footage of the garage?
Just 32 by 50.
It's about 1,500.
In the house?
The house or us.
3,500?
Well, it's gonna be a ranch, 2-story ranch, finished basement, walkout basement. It's gonna be, I guess, probably, 3,700 square feet. We're still finalizing plans.
Yeah, no, just looking at it.
Yeah, yeah.
You can-
It's like an 1,800 square foot, 1 floor, and then with a finished basement.
What do you think?
So are you running the business out of this house?
No, I grow cranberries, so I don't run business.
I mean,
I'm a farmer. So what, yeah, I mean, it might be a tractor gets pulled in my garage when it snows out so I can plow, but it's agriculture.
That's probably an allowed use for.
Sure.
Are there gonna be outside companies coming in, or do
No,
you? Okay.
no. Strictly personal.
Is there
All
gonna
my
be?
cranberries
We have
live
enough
there.
going on.
Yeah, it sounds like you got enough going on. Is there gonna be any other use of the land
No.
by anyone else?
See, changing the use, it's just they wanna live there now.
Which they can do by special
Yeah.
permit. Yeah, the question is if that's appropriate for the land, I guess, which is a massive amount of land.
What part's conservancy and what part's industrial?
The line goes through, you can see it on one of the
And if
maps.
anybody's interested, this is 961.
The back part is conservancy.
Okay.
This one.
And this
So
is-
you're actually
this
on
is
the industrial.
Yes, so I
You can
think.
build a house on industrial.
Yeah,
Well, I guess
I mean,
With a
there's
special
house
per,
right
with a
next
special
door.
Until the
permit, yeah.
septic plan
There's
is
a house right
accepted
next
by
door.
the Board of Health.
Right.
Is that
It
right?
looks like it's.
Closer
what
to the
we
road,
should-
but-
that we could do as a condition, too. Right?
Yeah, we can, it hasn't been accepted.
Right, I think it
Yeah,
needs-
isn't this a
Residential,
resident
I-
right here?
I got a sliver of it right here.
Oh my god.
You know, I was close to it, but.
Yeah,
Correct.
5 for a squealer.
I think
They have a doghouse in the residential.
My hit that one up today, I just need to. So use is industrial. The house is in industrial, right?
Single family.
No.
It's a no. That's what I thought, that you needed a,
So it's not allowed. Am I wrong? I've been so wrong today, I gotta double check.
I think it's, I think he's gonna come under the Farm Act. No, maybe we gotta.
It's not allowed with a special permit?
I think we have-
Industrial use with a single-family homes,
Yeah.
not allowed in industrial.
But under the agricultural,
He's got residential.
But he's not using it for
Dan,
agriculture.
Dan, he's got residential
no,
right here.
the land is agricultural.
No, it's in the
Isn't that
industrial zone.
silly?
It's in the industrial.
That's residential.
Right, but the host is in industrial.
I
Oh,
know.
right,
All
I
of
got,
it is
I got you,
agricultural,
funny.
yeah.
So am I wrong about that?
No, it's,
Yeah, you might be right.
that's what I thought he was, in his, about the ad, it said that he wanted to build a house in an industrial zone.
It's,
No,
but it is 50
If he
feet
can't
inside
get
the
a
zone.
variance for that, which we don't think he can, unless it proves a hardship, then he would have to go under the Farm Act. Because this is his.
There's,
his
I
farm.
mean,
Yeah.
there would be an argument that, like he said, the only upland that he has is because of the topography, the 87 or whatever acres he has, that he could get a variance, I would think. But
Well,
he-
you
that
only
would
get
be
a
different
variance on a
application.
special permit, you
But
can't
that
get
would
a
be-
variance on a
No,
home.
that would be a
Right.
different application entirely.
Right, so under,
Is this under 61A now?
Well, yeah, but I think I understand the house is gonna have to come down.
Well, no, right now your board's on.
Yeah, 100%, 161.
I don't have an issue with this, I just wanna make sure we got our
Yeah.
T's crossed and our I's dotted here.
The
So
whole
I-
thing,
hey,
Right, right.
the
what
whole
we gotta
thing is
do?
under 61A.
Yes.
There's no variation or,
The tower is in industrial, because there's a tower on the property, that had
But-
to stay industrial.
but all the rest of the land is under 61A.
Correctly, correct.
So the building inspector has it listed on the conservancy industrial zone.
Right, this
Yeah.
side conservancy,
Attention.
and this is industrial. That's conservancy, this is industrial.
Wait, how,
Look,
how
this
far
is
into the
too big.
line is he?
Right, right.
See, is the house within 50 feet of the
All
line?
over the place.
No,
No,
the house is almost 700 feet back off the road.
it's,
Oh, but no,
No,
but
it's
the
still
industrial,
within-
the industrial conservancy line isn't too
He's a
far,
couple
right?
hundred feet.
Is it?
Is,
yeah, it's still.
Yeah, still like,
Otherwise,
yeah, 250 feet if I scale it, something like that, yeah.
what am I looking at then?
Like from here, yeah, there's
Yeah.
like 250 feet.
Oh, you're looking
Yeah.
from this direction. Okay, I'm looking from the road.
So it's not allowed by special permit? But is it something you can vary?
Yeah, is it through a
So that's-
farm
that's-
act or something, can it be done?
I think that's what you were talking about, the
There's
61A.
a farmer's
The
homestead.
next
But it's
thing
not
we
used
got.
for agriculture,
Okay.
it's just a residence.
So he would need to apply
I don't
probably
know,
for a variance.
I'm not sure, but I
Well-
don't know that.
Can you vary something like that? I think the attorney would have to be asked.
We can't grant a variance on a no. No, you can't change a use.
Well, that's what a variance is.
No, for a special permit. I'm sorry, no, wait.
Like a
I'm-
variance,
I'm
a variance
sorry. I was
is
thinking of a
allowing
special
us,
permit. I'm off my game tonight, man.
a variance would be allowing him to build this house because the topography of his of his land doesn't allow him to build it. He has no residential land. The topography of his land doesn't allow him to build in the conservancy section. So there's a pretty strong argument that he would have a hardship based on the 87 acres? What is it? How many acres?
90 roughly.
Yeah, he's got 90 acres, and the only part he can build his house on is in the industrial zone, and he could get a special permit in the conservancy zone, but he can't get it. So he would apply for a variance because the hardship of the topography of the land would make it so that he has, but that would be a different application entirely.
We've done that with,
think that's
with
right.
Hajus on 58, on
That's what I just
106,
said.
105.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think there's
Derek has his
variances
place
on
set
uses.
back and then he's
I'll have
right.
to look.
but that's what variances are. They're the variance on the setbacks, the variance, all the
Yeah, but
rules.
not
we
on
have.
uses. Talking about uses here. We can't variance, we can't say to somebody, because you own land in both zones, you can put this big, manufacturing plant on a resident. You can't alter a use, I
No, he
believe.
just wants to live on his farm. though.
This is a use. We're not talking about setbacks or soil conditions. We're talking about a use. I believe it says it in here, but there's no way in hell tonight I'd find it.
Well, under 61A, if you
Well, that's
have-
different. That's
No,
different.
under
Yeah, yeah.
61A, you can build a house for yourself
Okay.
on that property.
Yeah, well, that's a
As long-
different
As
thing.
long as you
Right.
live in there, you're the person that's gonna live in that house.
It sounds like there's an avenue towards this.
Right, there is, yeah.
But,
There
right,
is, but
but
it's-
I don't think it's a variance, is all I'm
It's
saying.
not a special permit, like,
Right.
and it's because of that letter.
Oh, we can find that out.
Yeah. But I do notice those lawyers always find something in there to approve whatever it is, or to deny whatever it is. That's what I've noticed. Yeah. Good job, Dan.
I think it's right at the beginning of 167. In residential, commercial, industrial districts, no building or structure shall be erected or used for any purpose other than those set forth in the table of use regulations. Below and in the special use regulations below. So I think it says it right there. But it sounds like they're gonna have to go through this, what you call
61A.
it? 61A.
So the special permit would be for the garage.
Right.
size of the garage.
Correct.
That's a different.
That we can do.
That's a different one.
And then the other one, hopefully, is by right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it wouldn't be a special permit.
You could do it, if we're right.
It
you could
couldn't
do
be,
it by
yeah.
Right, right. You'd have the right to do it under 61. It's gotta be looked into.
I mean, you see everybody else's, their land, like, you go up, Route 80, who's the cranberry grower up on, off of Route 80? In Plimpton. You got a house way set way out back there.
Oh, is that, I forget, the tree farm?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Is that Oak?
No, down past you on the.
Where they go in
side,
to get, to
Christmas
grab the
tree
water?
farm.
Up the street a little bit.
Oh, is it like Bog Hollow Farm?
No, not Bog Hall Farm, that's 106.
Oh, okay.
He's in Plimpton on,
One of them just died in the Mass Maritime Academy, the boat. So,
Oh, jeez.
Matthias.
Matthias,
yes.
Matthias
yeah.
family.
I think Jeff Smith has a house out on his farm also.
Yeah, in Plimpton, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
Bob Smith's
Bob
old
Smith,
property,
that one,
yeah. You got a house way out back there, right?
Yeah,
Right
yeah,
at
two
the edge
houses
of the
on
bogs.
it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
With no frontage, if you know what I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
it's 61A.
I've got plenty of frontage.
Can you call Farm Bureau?
I have, I should have brought some of the paperwork I had on that Farmers Act, but I thought I was going for a special permit, I wasn't gonna need that, so I didn't bring it.
If you call Farm Bureau, and they'll give you all the definitions on this.
And then what do I do, just did a continuation, then I'll have to come back?
File it with the
Yeah.
building inspector.
I tried that and he denied it.
But he might not have been thinking 61A. He might have just been going by, okay, this is industrial and you're not supposed to do it in industrial.
Then you gotta get an approval from the Board of Health for the septic system.
Yeah, right. After I get my special permit approval, right, and I go in for a building permit, then I gotta get the, yeah.
Okay, you still need a special permit for your garage.
Right.
Yeah, just
And even if it
drop
was
a phone-
variance, it'd be a different application. Or this is,
Just drop a phone call to the Farm Bureau and they'll tell you, they'll give you the laws on it.
we can vote on the garage.
Yep.
I think
You wanna
it's,
put all our money into it and then find the other
Yeah,
problem. You wanna
continue.
We should probably should.
we don't
Well,
want
we
him to
do
be
it
able
all
to
at
use
once.
his
You
land.
should do it all.
No, I don't think you're gonna.
Another
You
60
just
We'll do it all at once.
61A.
Say again?
We'll do it all at once, once they.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Under 61A, does it need a special permit for the garage too?
Well, it's
You
not a
might
residence.
On,
I don't know.
when you own a farm, you're
You
allowed
might not,
4,000
because
square
it's a-
foot building.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Oh,
you might be
Yeah,
able
so
to
maybe
just
not.
bypass all of this.
What's that?
you
Might
might
be able
have,
to
you might have,
bypass
this
all
might
of
have been.
this going through 61A.
When you have a farm, like, when I put my garage, my barn up, you're allowed 4,000 square feet for the barn up, for your operation.
Yeah, so you might be going in all
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Just give them a call and see what they can tell you.
I'll motion to continue this until he can find out with 61A.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
So
You
what
should
do we
probably,
do
yeah.
once we have the information from Farm Bureau?
And they'll give you all the information.
Right,
If
then
you-
what
if
are
you
we
don't-
doing?
Well, if you don't
Then you
need
bring it
us,
to the
then you
building
can
inspector.
withdraw without prejudice.
Right. You can just
If you don't
withdraw.
need, you might not need us, and you can withdraw without prejudice, and
Then just bring it to the building inspector and get a building permit. Hopefully.
Hopefully it's gonna go well.
Mm-hmm.
you're
You
allowed
for
to
no
build a
reason.
one
7 hole
house
there. Sorry.
and one barn on the property.
Can I get a reimbursement?
You can talk to the building inspector for that letter.
You're going too
That's-
far now.
You need a motion for a time?
Well, the selectmen, they seem to handle well.
Yeah, you wanna, we should probably move it to the next meeting, right? I'll make a motion to continue petition, what is it, 961?
Second.
To Monday, January
I said
10th at 7:20?
Before we go too far, I know I discussed this with this building inspector and the prior building inspector and the prior building inspector to that.
Oh, wow.
We started this
You've
project.
been doing this for a
Well,
while.
we-
We started and then stopped.
2011 or 12, we put our house on the market in Middleborough. It didn't sell. But in the meantime, we had plans drawn up, we were gonna move over here. I got that 61A lot, I brought it into the 3 building inspectors ago, I think he's down in Plimpton maybe, I don't even know what his name is, Joe might know.
Tom Millius.
Tom
Oh,
Millius.
yeah.
He gave me a letter that he would issue a building permit. Okay, so then I put my house on the market, I didn't want to sell my house and be homeless and find out I couldn't build a house on my 80 acres over here. So he told me he would approve it. Well, then the house didn't sell, so we kind of dropped the ball on it. Fast forward,
Is that, is it
Fast
still in the
forward 8
file, you
years.
think?
No, they can't find it.
Oh.
they've searched and they can't find it.
Well, you-
Fast forward 8 years, I come in here and talk to the inspector that just left, and he was totally against it. I gave him the 61A law. He says, that doesn't matter for you. This is for if you have immigrants and you have this, it's housing for your help,
Not for yourself.
not for yourself, who
No.
works the farm like
The only
7 days
person
a
who
week.
works the farm.
I'm like I'm the only one that runs it. Like, my wife does the paperwork, I do the work.
Yeah. That
So he
seems-
says I wasn't
Entitled to
entitled
that.
to it. And I think this building inspector came in with kind of all the turmoil that was going on in town. He didn't wanna,
And
Just
I'm
hand
not
a
sure if he's
permit out.
familiar with 61A.
That might be it too, yeah, yeah.
So how do we familiarize them with it?
I got, I've already had to educate one of the
He seems like
inspectors.
he's pretty good if you bring it to him, so if you can get the information and we can go over it with him.
You did bring it to them.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
talked to them about
I
it?
don't-
Already?
61A?
Well, I'm not sure I went to this one because the other one said no, and
Oh.
and then I got talking with Joe, and we talked, well, we'll go for a special permit, and then I didn't. So I just kind of.
And this is hard to navigate, so I don't blame you.
So that's where we're at. I got the paperwork at the house, I just gotta dig it out.
Well, if you look up the 61A law, you will find out that you're allowed one house
he talked to
on a
Brett
piece of
Meredith.
property that you're gonna, that you're farming.
No.
And who should they reach out to?
What's that?
Farm Bureau.
Who should they?
Farm
the
Bureau.
Farm Bureau.
Farm Bureau.
So, yeah, they could be, since you had done this last, there could be updated rules and regulations, so get the most current things, and it might be to your favor.
Worst case scenario,
I think I gave a copy to you.
worst case scenario, you should apply for the building permit. If he denies it, then you can appeal that denial here and bring that 61A stuff here, right?
Yeah.
And then if that becomes an issue like it was the last time, you can come here with all that information and we can look at all the information and maybe, overturn that decision for you.
Okay, so we'll continue it then?
Yeah, so we'll continue, we'll see what that is.
I don't have to go through all this.
Yeah. If you're good to go up there, then you don't need us anymore. Maybe
Right,
that's
right,
the
but in the
easiest way.
meantime, I don't wanna,
But in the meantime, that's
We'll get
that's probably the best is apply for the building permit. If he denies you based on that, then you can appeal that denial to here,
okay.
and that's that's a real job, I think, instead of all this other stuff.
Would that be another process? I gotta post in the newspapers and everything else, cause it's
Yeah,
another.
So we already paid for this one.
I
It's only
know.
a few bucks.
All right.
It's frustrating.
So hopefully it all works out upstairs.
When would you meet it?
Feel free to refer him to this video on YouTube to watch that we had this whole conversation, that we advised you to appeal his denial to come here and bring it towards the board.
I can find this on YouTube?
Yes,
It is.
yes.
Oh,
Unfortunately, yes, you can.
Okay.
You're a star, you didn't even know it.
Alrighty.
January 10th.
Oh, yeah.
7th or Saturday.
Let's do 7. Let's just get him done. 7.
Every 5 minutes?
Yeah. We'll never make it, but we can keep reading. There's not an awkward silence. I like that. Oh, did we
what
vote?
time?
We need to vote.
You need to vote.
Yes.
What day?
Yes.
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 Passes.
All right.
Next month, have a nice holiday.
Well,
Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
let's see what happens.
We've been a land of broken dreams in here tonight. I don't know. That guy got his garage.
Strong.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Take care.
You'll get that house. Okay. What else we got?
Motion to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn.
What's the discussion? Any discussion now?
Nope.
Any
We
findings?
didn't get any
Oh, yeah, is the zoning enforcement agent giving us any update on the 2 Plymouth Street things?
He said he's waiting for his account with Plymouth Registry of Deeds.
What's that mean? Waiting for his account.
Let's just adjourn.
He doesn't have access to the registry?
Do we have a building inspector who's worked here since what, August? When did he work here? And he doesn't have an account with the Plymouth County Registry of Deeds? Is that what I'm supposed to believe?
In order to
Are we on
meet
camera?
rent
Yes.
documents, 'cause you can
That's why I'm
go-
saying it.
You can research and find the need on the website if you go to them.
Okay.
You can't print the documents.
The town doesn't have an
Yeah,
account?
you can kind of
So they
screenshot
can
it.
send
You
it.
should.
So
We'll figure that out.
if you need something,
We'll pick
the
$32
assessors
per
print
page.
it out for you. But that's what he said.
So then he doesn't need this? He can't go down to the assessor's office?
Just telling you what I know. What I've been told. So,
Dan's gonna run
Dan
over and grab that
really wants a
gavel.
motion to adjourn. I'll indulge that, even though I think there's some shady crap going on. Motion to adjourn. Is there a second, I guess?
Second.
All in favor?
Touche, Dan. Aye.